this vlog was supposed to open with me on a bicycle in the wonderful Richmond Park, and it's 8:40 and here we are. I was a bit tired, so I didn't go. So I've just logged in and I'll give you a bit of a rundown of what the day looks like. So kicking off, we have got a catch-up coffee with one of my colleagues from Sisua. We're just going to catch up after holidays and a while since we've had one of our away days, so I'm very much looking forward to catching up. That's going to be great. Then we have got a sprint demo and retro with one of the other consultancies. So in this client, it's what's known as a multi-vendor space, which means that there are lots of different consultancies all working for the same client. And this consultancy is based out of the Netherlands, and they're doing a lot of development work, and they're using an agile methodology. So Agile is I'm trying to keep this really high level for the video. If you're interested, I'll put a link to some resources down below. But Agile is a way of delivering software which focuses on creating little useful iterations of stuff rather than creating one big thing and waiting till the end. For example, it's a bit like if you move house and you want to redecorate all the rooms, you live in the house and you just like do one room at a time and use that room rather than moving out, redecorating the whole house in one go and then moving back in. That's a bit of a crude analogy, but it kind of works. And one of the things that we do is we get to see the output of what this consulting firm has made every 2 weeks, and we get to reflect on what went well, what could be even better, and are there any lessons learned or things that we need to change for next time. So although it's a 2-hour meeting, it's not a kind of boring 2-hour meeting because you actually get to see stuff, and it's very interactive, so that's going to be good. Then the rest of the day looks like having catch-ups with some people in my team from the client side, and welcoming some new joiners. So as a kind of role-based consulting, I have people from the client team who report into me, and we had a new joiner there, and there's like a new joiner event. Initially it felt a bit weird being a consultant with client people reporting into me and like welcoming them as new joiners, especially as I'd only recently joined. But actually it's really good because you get to share your learning along the way, and actually we all get to help each other, and it's only weird if you make it weird, and we've made it not weird, so it's not weird. And it's only weird to me because role-based consulting isn't something that I've necessarily done huge amounts of before. But actually this is a really fun way of doing consulting, because for me the bit that makes consulting fun is getting to know your client and like really getting to understand their problems, and being augmented within, like really embedded within the client is the best way to do that. So actually it's really fun. And then we've got some time to look at some new technologies for the client later this afternoon. So it is a bit of a meeting heavy day, if I'm honest. I actually only have 1 hour, which is formed of 2 half-hour slots that isn't meetings. But tomorrow is not going to be like that. And later, I will explain why. Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 yo, go, go, go. Hustle hard, hustle every single day. I'll be making moves till I'm buried in my grave. To the system, I don't wanna be a slave. I've been doing shit. Okay, it's 11:30, meeting's finished early, and that's given me an opportunity to come and make a little quick cup of tea. So, I have got a cup of tea, and whilst I was in Portugal, I bought these biscuits. I don't know how to say what they're called. Linguas de Viado? Yeah, I don't know how to say what they're called, but they're very nice. So they are coming onto here, and it's time for a little tea break. So good. The thing about consulting is that it's a very meeting-heavy job. Sometimes, honestly, I feel like a professional meeting attender. And that's nothing to do with any individual company. I had the same thing in Accenture, it's kind of similar here. Like, consulting is a job, like it's a very people-based job, right? So it's talking to people to find out information, talking to people to tell them that information, talking to people to kind of get the data that you need to do the analysis you need. And it's a very kind of talking to people heavy job. It just goes with the territory. And today is exactly one of those types of days, as was yesterday, to be fair. But it doesn't have to always be like that. And one thing I find is that the to-do list starts stacking up like it is here today, and you never get time to do actual actions or the more deep work. There's a really great book, link in the description, by a guy called Cal Newport called Deep Work, and it's all about what it is and how to achieve it, and I love the book, I think it's great. I'm a big fan of deep work. But how do you do deep work when you're in a meeting heavy environment without destroying your work-life balance and doing your deep work at night, which is what I used to do? This is what you do. I am currently scheduling a deep work session with myself for tomorrow, where I'm going to focus on the roadmap. So this roadmap is for inclusion and diversity. My kind of contribution back to Sisua, what in Accenture we used to call side of desk, is inclusion and diversity. And as someone who identifies as LGBTQ, I&D is really, really important to me. I think it's really important that everyone feels comfortable in their workplace and feels welcome in their workplace. As soon as I joined the firm, put my hand up, I was like, I want to get stuck in with I&D. One of the challenges that consultants generally have, and I am very guilty of this, is not being able to make enough time to do your side of desk work. I sketched some rough ideas out before I went on leave, but now I need to actually put them into a bit of a roadmap and start making them happen. And it's already Tuesday, and yesterday went by, didn't get anything done on it. Today will go by and I won't get anything done on it. So I am scheduling a deep work session with myself to actually work on it. I don't personally think that just blocking the time is enough. I think you have to set an objective, an agenda for yourself, because if you block the time, you'll waste the first 5, 10, 15 maybe minutes looking through your to-do list going, well, which one of these things shall I do and how might I do it? And by the time you've actually sat down to realise that, the hour you've blocked out has actually become 45 minutes, and then you never actually finish anything in the sessions, and then you say, well, the session doesn't work. And that's not true. It's that you're not planning to use the time effectively. So that's why I've put in the objective. Now the objective of this session is to come up with a roadmap for the next 3 months of what we want to do internally in I&D. And then I've set myself an agenda. So the objective is, where do you want to be by the end of the session? The agenda is all the things that you're going to do to get there. So for here for instance, I've mapped out, I'm going to define the mission statement, I'm going to map out the different areas of I&D that we want to look at, map out the different types of engagement or different types of communications, then number 4, map it onto weeks and months, and 5, schedule a playback with my boss. So what it means is, as soon as I hit that session, I can just open up the agenda, I know exactly what I'm going to do, and I can start going straight into productive work. Okay, it's now 1:30. Don't think you can really see that. But anyway, it's 1:30, it's lunchtime, and today for lunch we are having potato! One thing that's great about working from home is eating healthier. I definitely eat healthier here than when I'm in the office. Not tempted to go out for lunch because there isn't really that much, and I don't have pastries, and yeah, it's just easier to eat healthy, and if you're healthy here, you're healthy here. Now the plan is to make this potato look more attractive and eat it. I just enjoyed my lunch watching James Hoffmann making espressos in various random bits of London, and who knew a video of a guy with a handheld espresso machine could be so interesting, but it was, so there we go. I now have 3 minutes until my next meeting, so I am going to grab some strawberries and get ready for the afternoon. The next meeting is meeting the new joiners who have come to work in my team, but also some of the other teams. Actually, I don't fully know what this session involves, but it involves meeting new people that I've already met, but are still new, so they're kind of new. It'll be fun. I have to be honest, I really struggle with the afternoon slump. Especially when I'm working from home, it can be a bit tricky to motivate myself. Just looking out of the window, and it is pretty grey. I don't think you can really see that, but yeah, it's pretty grey out there. It looks like it's going to absolutely tip with rain, and sometimes I combat this. Oh, it is dark in here. Sometimes I combat this by just going out for a walk or reading a book, just like getting up out of my chair. That is very helpful. But today I've not got particularly long between meetings, so I literally have 5 minutes, so can't really do that. And sometimes I do walking meetings, that also helps, but a combination of the fact that it looks like it's absolutely going to chuck it down, plus not really the type of meeting that I can do walking, means we're not going to do that today. I'm just going to walk around my living room like a loser, doing laps of my coffee table, laps of the coffee table. I think I've lost the plot. Turns out I was absolutely correct about it pouring with rain, and it absolutely chucked it down, and we had hailstones as well, so thunder and lightning too. Very exciting. So had a bunch of meetings, but during one meeting something very, very exciting happened. Postman Pat came, and Postman Pat delivered a very large parcel. So let's unbox this bad boy. Okay, so you would be forgiven for thinking that this huge box had something enormous in it. It didn't. Here's what was in it. That's it, folks. Nothing in here. Massive box for tiny tripod. So what happened is I had a tripod that was kind of like this long, which isn't really that long at all. So when I wanted to do shots that kind of didn't just have my double chin in, I would have to stack up all my cushions and create height that way. But this should stop us having to do that, and it should now be a proper decent sized tripod. And it's box within a box. You can't see what I'm doing at all, so here we go. This bit, why we needed a box that big for something of this size, I don't know. But anyway, here we go. Let's see. Ooh, it's come in a bag. I say this like I didn't already know it was going to come in a bag. Okay, so now we've got a bag within a box within a box. Oop. Let's see. Ooh, ooh, ooh. It's sturdy. It's weighty. It's nice. We've got some bits here. What do these bits do? What are these bits? Clicker bits. Clicky bits. Bits for phone. Bit for putting in your phone when you film with your phone, which I do sometimes. And bit for camera. That's for this thing. Nice. Well, I would love to play with my new toy, but it is 15:57 and I have a meeting at 4, and I want to make a quick cup of tea before I have my last 2-3 meetings of the day. So we'll have those. Then I will kind of do a bit of a summary of the day and talk about the evening, because I have something quite interesting to share with you all that I haven't actually told you yet. So let's push through, end of the day, let's go. Okay, so it's just after 6 o'clock and we have logged off for the day. Here is the proof. Yeah, look. Yeah, nothing happening. And so yeah, like I said yesterday, some days you can have like great work-life balance, log off on time. Some days we can't. Yesterday wasn't, today is, and that's awesome. This welcome meeting that I had was supposed to be an hour and a half and it ended up being about 15 minutes. So I was able to kind of shift all the day up a little bit and get some lurky stuff that had been sitting on my to-do list for a couple of days. It wasn't hard stuff, like booking all my travel. I've got quite a couple of weeks of quite a bit of travel actually coming up, which obviously you guys are coming on the journey, but I needed to book it all through the central bookings team. And I've just sent them a really long email with all the places that we need to go. So sorry guys to send you that. I was going to go for a run this evening and I had all these grand plans, but it's absolutely pouring with rain. Now I'm aware that if you go out in the rain, you don't shrink, but I wouldn't like to test the theory. So we're going to skip a run this evening. I'm going to do something else. And I said earlier that I had a bit of a exciting thing to tell you guys, and here it is. So I am writing a book. It's basically all the stuff I wish I had known when I started in consulting. So it's kind of a bit like a book version of this channel, but sort of somewhere between that and Liar's Poker, if you've ever read that by Michael Lewis. It's basically all about consulting and all the stuff I wish I'd known when I started, and all the stuff that is difficult to explain to people about what consulting is and what we do, why we do it. So yeah, I'm working on that. And I've got about, I've got a bad laptop nearly. We nearly weren't writing a book. I've got about 5,000 words so far, and I'm just really enjoying writing it. I don't know if it will be successful. I think it depends on what you define success as. I would say if it helps a person, give them insight into what it is, or inspire them to become a consultant, then that is success. But yeah, I don't really know where this journey of book writing will take us, but what I do know is that I'm really enjoying it. So yeah, if you've got any questions about that, feel free to drop them in the comments. So yeah, that's the plan for the evening, is I'm gonna write some book, edit this video and release it. And tomorrow's a new day. I hope you found this video interesting. If you have, please give it a like, subscribe, let me know what you think about this style of video. Is it working? Is it useful, interesting? I don't know. Let me know. And yeah, we'll see you in the next one. Ciao.